How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jay, and today I'm giving you my best tips for new investors. And even if you're a more experienced investor, I think there is a lot in this video that will be good for you as well. So stick with me till the end, and as always, be sure to hit the like button down below on this video. I wouldn't keep asking you if it didn't really help me and the channel out. And now let's get into my best tips for new investors. And if you're someone that's been thinking about investing, but you think it's too complicated, or you just don't know what you should be doing, or if you're afraid you're gonna lose all of your money, my number one tip to anyone who's on the fence or hesitant about investing is just start. Time in the market beats timing the market every time. There's never going to be an optimal time, so jump in, get your money working for you as soon as you can. And the easiest way to jump in, get your feet wet, and get started investing is through your company's 401k plan. So talk to the HR representative at your company, start contributing to that plan. If you don't know where to invest in your 401k plan, just start out, just pick a target date fund, pick the one that most closely aligns with the year you think you'll be retiring in, and start contributing. You can always go back and change things up later, but getting started, contributing will put you way ahead. My second best tip for new investors is to start with broad market index funds. Index funds are one of the safest and most surefire ways to build wealth in the stock market. And no matter what your investing strategy may be or what your goals may be, these broad market index funds will always form a stable foundation for the rest of your investments to build upon. An index ETF, like ticker symbol VOO, invests in the 500 largest companies in America. That means by just buying a little bit of VOO, you're investing in companies like Apple, Amazon, Coca-Cola, Johnson & Johnson, and Tesla. If you invested $10,000 in VOO back in 2011, that would be worth over $50,000 today. I'm always someone who tries to put their money where their mouth is, so you can take a look down in the description. I have my portfolio of index funds that I contribute to every month linked down there below. You can see exactly what I invest in. And this next tip is one we probably all need to remind ourselves a little more often, and that's the experts are often anything but. Jim Cramer gets on TV and shouts about different stocks because that's what's gonna bring viewers to his TV show, not what's gonna make you or I the most money. Your favorite YouTubers, they're making videos on the stocks or cryptos that are gonna get people to click through and watch their videos, not necessarily what they really think are the best investments. And your cousin's ex-boyfriend who just got a job as a financial advisor, he's gonna recommend whatever is gonna earn him the most commission. None of these people or none of the various services are out there have a crystal ball. None of them know exactly what's going to happen in the market, and almost none of them have your best interests at heart. Maybe the most important thing you can do as an investor, and it doesn't matter if you invest in the stock market or cryptocurrency or real estate or whatever else, keep a long-term focus. Every single market, every single investment has a lot of near-term fluctuations, both up and down, and they will drive you crazy if you're always focused on them and you're always worrying about which way things are going to move next. Investing in anything is a long-term game, and it's always important to keep in mind that what happens day to day is mostly just noise and has very little effect on your long-term results. And if you want a little more proof on that, just pull up a stock chart of the S&P 500. Start with it just zoomed into that day's activity, then zoom out to that week, that month, that quarter, that year, then 5 years, 10 years, keep going out. What you'll notice is over the very short time spans, there's gonna be a lot of zigzags. It'll be a very rough looking chart. But the longer you expand that time frame, the smoother upwards it looks. If you're enjoying this video so far, please consider subscribing to the channel, and please hit the like button down below on this video. It really helps me out and I appreciate it. So my fifth, I think we're up to 5 at least. My fifth tip for new investors, and this is one that took me a long time to learn and I still have trouble with it, is you don't have to swing at every pitch. For example, what do Amazon, Tesla, and Bitcoin all have in common? First of all three of them are up thousands of percentage points over the last 15 to 20 years. Secondly, Warren Buffett didn't invest in any of them. Yet he has still managed to crush the S&P 500 over the last 20 years. There is always going to be a hot new investment out there, something it seems everyone else is getting rich off of, or something that everyone else seems to be touting as the next big thing. You're always gonna be one step behind, you're gonna be investing in things you don't understand, and it's gonna take you away from your core strategy that will really make you a lot of money. Which takes us nicely into my next best tip, and that is invest regularly and try to automate your investing whenever possible. Set up automatic deposits into your savings account, have those contributions into your 401k being taken out of your paycheck every pay period, and nowadays you can even automate the deposits in and the investing in your brokerage account. I'm a big fan of automating things this way because I think getting all this stuff on autopilot, one, makes you more likely to actually stick to your plan, and two, it makes the whole process of investing that much less overwhelming. It's one of the reasons I love investing at M1 Finance. I have an automatic monthly deposit set up to go right into my M1 Finance account. Once it hits the account, it automatically gets invested exactly how I want it to, right into my favorite index funds based on the percentages I set in each one, and I don't even have to think twice about the whole process. I did a whole video on M1 Finance if you want to check that out down in the description, and as always, my investments that I'm automatically contributing are linked down there as well if you want to see what I'm doing with my money. Now, this next one might be a little controversial. That's why I saved it for later on in the video. The only people left are the ones that really want to hear me talk. And that is most people should avoid individual stocks. Yeah, that's right, I said it. And I think that might be a somewhat controversial statement because picking individual stocks is what most people think they should be doing. You know, it's what most people talk about or read about, and let's face it, it's kind of fun too. But investing in individual companies is a lot of work. And until you know how to research a stock and you're willing and able to put the time into doing so, you should probably avoid individual stocks. And that's because the next thing all investors need to know is there is a difference between speculating and investing. You would never buy a car just because it had a good commercial or just because of the fact that your friend bought it. We all know that making a decision like that based on things like that would be a waste of money. But so many people do similar things when it comes to investing. Oh, my friend told me she really likes PayPal stock, so I went ahead and bought some shares. I've always liked Ford cars. I should buy their stock. Or, everyone seems to be really in on this Bitcoin thing. I should probably buy some too. All of these kind of scenarios, you're giving little to no actual thought about your investing decisions. And in that scenario, you're just speculating. You're making decisions with your money based on minimal amounts of information and lots of hope. To really invest in a company takes time and effort. You need to know how that company really makes their money, who their competitors are, what their advantages and disadvantages in their market are. You need to know how to read their financial statements to suss out what their financial performance has been over the past few quarters or years, and what their financial performance is projected to be going forward. Then, after all that, once you do buy a stock, you have to keep informed. You have to know what's going on with that company in the news, listen to their earnings calls, and so on and so forth. Investing is a lot of work, requires taking in a lot of information, and most people out there just don't do half of what they should before investing in a company. A few years ago, Fidelity did a study on what Fidelity account holders perform the best. And the results? They found that the best performing accounts were dead. Now, not necessarily that the people were dead, just that the accounts had no activity. The people hadn't touched their Fidelity accounts. In many cases, they probably forgot they even had accounts at Fidelity. Those were the people that had the best performing results. We, in our human psychology, is often our own worst enemy when it comes to investing. So the next time you're tempted to make a whole bunch of moves in your investment portfolio, is that the best investing move to make is nothing. Step back, close that browser window, and walk away. So there you have it. Those are my best tips for new investors. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I think you'll like these videos right over here. Thanks for watching as always, and I will see you in the next one.